the Family Matters, and it's coming to you from your number one station, NTA Channel 11, as our decision of resignation to your doorstep. Permit me to introduce my guest this day, because I'm not alone. Together we are going to make you say what, why. On my right, I have Pastor David Itulua. Sir, it's nice having you on the program today.
Thank you very much once again.
And also Dame Mimi Burude. You know her now. She has been a regular face on the program, but away for a while to tidy one or two things out there. Ma, it's nice having you today.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Happy to be back to the program.
Welcome back, Ma.
Yeah.
All right. We're looking at divorce and separation. Let me just define what marriage is. What is marriage, sir?
Simply, we can look at marriage as a union of a man and a woman coming together to decide to live their life together for the rest of their life. I think that would be a summary of what the marriage means.
Okay. Now, do you have any other thing to add or contrary opinion?
No. It's just that a union between two people to live together.
Two people.
In some other traditions, the union between a man and women.
Okay.
Because some religions permit more than one wife. The Christian religion is between a man and a woman. While other religions, they permit 2, 3, 4, 5 according to their beliefs. But it's a union between two minds.
Two adult minds coming together to say I do. Having said all of this, where did we as parents get it wrong? Why do we have divorce in the increase, sir?
I think basically the first thing we need to get right here, what is even divorce? I think divorce can be termed to be an act of terminating a union among two people, that is a husband and a wife. Then to come to your question, I think really there is nothing really too special about parents getting it wrong or people getting it wrong. I think some people are seeing this as a trend, being a single mother, and some people don't also bother seeing themselves as a single father. But all the same, I think the institutions that are to enhance this marriage institution, to me, are not actually doing their best. I'm a pastor, I want to marry to church. I was sorry to see that even in the church is not doing much to stabilize homes and to make a husband and wife remain who they're supposed to be.
How?
How? You said how. One, basically, you see, the institution of marriage, like I have said, is an institution between two people. I just give you an example, and that's why I have my Bible here. Perhaps we have heard from men of God, women of God, telling us, quoting a Bible verse from 1 Timothy 5:8, simply saying any man that is not able to provide for his family is worse than an infidel. But I beg to say that is not what the Bible said. Most homes have hold on to this. Most wives have hold on to this and tell their husbands, you cannot provide for the home. Why do I continue to be with you? My pastor told me it is your responsibility. But the Bible did not say so. The Bible said anyone, which means the man and the woman have the responsibility to provide for their relatives and for their immediate homes. Not single-handedly seeing one person. I think it's better I read that verse in the Bible so that our audience too.
There is no need.
There is no need.
There is no need.
Okay.
But let's
The word divorce
Yes, I know that there are many factors.
It is legal dissolution of a marriage. Okay. It must be legal. Why the trend? Why the trend? As a psychologist, I want to say it is a global concern. Divorce is of global concern angle. I want to term it lacks.
Okay.
Lack of good character. Lack of good upbringing. What some of the new couple are learning from homes. What they are learning from friends, peer group. Then here coming the issue of insatiable demands, poverty. You know, these are some of the factors. And why do I say lacks? Bad character. What is leading to most divorce now is bad character. Because if we say poverty, there are even millionaires that are also divorcing. So it's not issue of money now.
It's not money is not the nature.
Then when we say lack of Christian upbringing, there are even pastors that are divorcing now. So that is where I'm saying bad character. People are not ready to tolerate each other. But you know, if we relate it to the Bible, God says, I hate divorce. So in the first place, there's nothing, divorce is not permissible. If the man is unbearable, you can separate and live like that too. Not you are marrying B because you don't know who you are going to marry again.
That's it.
That is it. Then bad character. People can no longer tolerate each other. But I want to relate it back to those days of our parents. They don't even know the men they want to marry.
So we just photo.
You say love.
That they show.
It is you that will grow the love. Grow into love. Don't say, I did not love him enough before I got married to him. When they were using picture to marry, there was the word love. So bad character.
Okay.
And the word they are copying from peers. Okay. Insatiable demands.
Alright.
Yeah.
Sir, let's hear from you.
Yes, like she just mentioned, I have one or two to add. Majorly, character is one, but I also want to look at upbringing, whether we like it or not.
This character we are mentioning, can we just break it down a bit?
Okay, when we talk of character, we want to look at the formation of mind of an individual.
Okay.
You know, how we react to issues. Like we just explained here, before now, people do marry with pictures. And over time, these people come to know themselves and live forever. So, but today, even when they court for years, I had cases of people saying we are 6 years old before we married. And you still discover when some people got married, after 1 or 2 years, there's a problem.
Some don't even get to.
Some don't even get 3 weeks, 4 weeks, there's already issues. So what is the basis of this? Number one, like you said, I would want to say upbringing is a very important aspect of it.
Okay.
Because if you are from a home where husband don't respect wife, or where wife don't respect mother, and you got to marry in a home where they discover that the man have respect for the wife and the wife have respect for the man. And suddenly somebody who came from a home where home are toxic for people to live with, we discover it become very difficult for those two people to come together. They become incompatible. That is one aspect. Then the other aspect is one, when you look at those days, the level of readiness, the level of insatiable mind we have today, no contentment any longer. I look at home those days. I pick example from my mom when we were growing up.
Okay.
We are many. I'm the last one. I remember once in a while we all come home. After giving money to my father, we come, we give to my mom. When we are going again, we give my mom some little money. You'll be so surprised that as we are leaving, my mom will take this money to my father and said that when David was going, he added this.
How many men know that this day?
How many now? You again go and tell my dad, you know what I did now? He said he cannot do it too. How will he hide secret? He can't keep secret from his husband. So we got to know this. So what we do it openly. You see, a woman, for example, and a man who cannot manage this kind of attitude, you discover to the point there may be reasons for them not to agree. And so these are some of the things that
you see, when I say bad character,
Yes.
there are men that batter their wives. When the woman can no longer stand the beating, they want to run away. Then there are this other,
But some of them still remain.
this other parts, so remain and die there. We have examples of those who endured and died. So we say they don't want to die. So they say divorce. It should not be divorce. Separate and build up the relationship with love again. Because when you divorce, what are you going to do to the children? Where are you putting your children?
Went to elephant.
Then there is this idea, men will say their wives don't have good character. They are not submissive. There is one thing to be submissive. There is one thing for your wife to be knowledgeable. Men don't like women who know more than them. Some men don't like it. They want the woman to run sheepishly. Whether the house is burning
or not,
you must submit. Whether the man is taking a wrong decision, the woman should not talk. But know that this union is a two-way thing. They say 2 heads are better than 1.
2 good heads.
You, the woman, lovingly convince your husband about issue. You, the man, see your wife as a part of you and lovingly convince. It will be good communication. Lack of communication also brings about divorce. Lack of communication in the home. They don't want to be open to each other. And some of the men, when you are too open to them, it's a problem. They will say, maybe you come from work, you say, my boss was so happy that I was able to make the company grow. So your boss was happy. What do you have with your boss? Suspicion will come in.
Yes.
That can bring bad. That is what I mean. Yes. The men not being able to accept their wife's progression at work, or the envy and jealousy of their wife shining out. That is one bad aspect. Encourage your wife. Your wife will dress. You will not be able to compliment her. Another man will compliment. You will say why? So lovingly compliment your wife. Because some women, it's little things that make them to get angry. Study your wife and know these little things that make her happy. Do them. Then you, the wife too, know that the man is the head of the home and be submissive. Don't want to be the king. You are under this man, so be submissive to the man. Treat him like a king that he is. Treat him like a lord that he is, and he will reciprocate by giving you your love. Don't lock horns with your husbands, and husbands, respect your wife as a part of you.
Okay, we are going to proceed on a very short break with whatever game Minnie just said. When we return, the program continues. Remember, it's Family Matters, and we are looking at divorce and separation. The program will be right back. Please stay tuned. Yes, welcome back. The program is Family Matters. If you ask me, we are having a swell time in the studio this morning. Okay, just as we proceeded on a very short break, Dean, you were saying something. Let's proceed.
Yes, I want to say, in my bad character too, here comes the issue of sex. We cannot run away from it. Because the major ingredients that seal the husband and wife together is sex.
Okay.
So many men now say it is not the stomach that they are after again, that they want the woman to perform well. Then some women are now complaining. The man is not working well again. That's why I walked away.
Let's hear from the pastor.
It's not working. So what I mean, it is an agreement. Create good atmosphere to give yourself good pleasure. If you the woman, you don't know how to do so much, tell the man to teach you. And if you the man, you the woman, you feel the man is not doing so well at bed, teach him what you want him to do for you. There are things that enhances this pleasure. Buy them and use them for yourself and enjoy yourself rather than pushing to divorce. Because no place for divorce. God says, I hate it. I hate divorce. That's what God says about it. So anything we do to keep it, do it.
Yes.
I think I want to start from the point of divorce and separation. We've been mentioning separation. I can tell you, not everybody knows when we see separation what we actually mean.
Yes. Okay.
Separation can be termed to be a period for a union to be separated from each other on the belief that sooner or later they will come together. But if, for instance, they insist on staying separately, the man will not remarry and the woman will not remarry. So if, for instance, the issues that led to that separation, either vertically or horizontally, is resolved, and they begin to appreciate each other from the background again, and begins to see those things that entice them, that made them to love each other, you see they can grow it again. And you'll be so surprised. I've had experience of that. The relationship are perfect now. So that is the angle of separation. Then let me come to this issue Madam raised. Sex is a very, very important issue we must look at when we are talking of divorce. Unfortunately, so many families, they don't want to talk about it. The women don't want to talk about it. The men don't want to talk about it. But majorly, this has been one of the fundamental reasons why most homes today are on two legs or two heads, against each other. Because one, it could happen that the man is so gallant, sexually. The woman is not of that type. Like I said, I've seen a woman who ran away and said the man won't allow her to rest. And I've seen women say, oh, my husband cannot perform. But in all this, to summarize it, like she earlier said, we must find a way to manage this. The moment we have come together as a husband and wife, and the divorce is not acceptable, it's not allowed, now what is the first thing to do? What do we do medically or otherwise? For instance, like you also said, there are medically drugs to enhance relationship. But not just only in this sexual aspect alone I want to pick out. Some of us may not also understand. This sexual thing has so many things embodied in it. It's a hybrid thing. So women don't also understand that even when you have a man that is not very sexually active, you can attract such a man. You can make such a man to arose.
Yes.
So the women have a home assignment also.
That's
when their husbands are not performing. Yes. When you discover your husband is not performing well, you need to sit down and talk together and find it without even talking together. You try one or two things. For instance, in the evening when you come, you wear some, things, you make up. You just discover that before you know it, your husband begin to look at you more conspicuously.
Okay.
You discover that could lead to what you think it was even heaven and earth, and nobody goes. But there are times too, the men also need to lead the women into it. So I want a situation where homes who are experiencing such, just sit down, look at ways to manage it. That talking of divorce.
Yes.
Yes.
Issue of drugs.
Drugs. Using drugs enhancers to perform with your wife or your husband. It's not very advisable.
Yes.
Because it has its own side effects. Some of these drugs, when you overtake them, they can lead to death. Sex is supposed to be a pleasurable activity. It is your attitude that creates room for good sexual life in the home. You must love yourself passionately. Any man that sees a good wife is enough to arouse the man, and any woman that sees a loving husband is enough to arouse her. Work psychologically on yourselves and make your homes a heaven, not hell. No place for divorce. Work on your marriages.
Work on your marriages. Now, what's the way forward? How do we achieve all of this to make our place, our home, a better place?
I think we've said 1, 2, 3 things here. Number one, the couples must love themselves. This is for the mental thing in marriage, because if you don't love each other, this sex we are even talking about is zero, because you can only arouse for somebody you have feeling for.
Yes.
And that is very important. Then two, we need to come into communication.
Let them communicate well.
And sometime ago, I remember we talked about separation of people sleeping together or separate bedrooms and all that. There must be a way, a husband and a wife, by way of outing, by way of having a good time together. Those things stimulate homes. And one important thing I also discovered that has actually not allowed such homes to flow in this manner is when man and a woman is not working in the same spirit.
Okay. They must always pray together.
They must always
A
work in the same
family
spirit.
that prays together, stays together.
There's tendency that
They should always consult God, their maker. They should always consult God. When serious issues come that can lead to divorce, they should hold hands and pray together.
Thank you very much, Pastor David Itula, for finding time to be here today, and also Mini Bude Dane. Thank you very much for your insight this day, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
This is how far time permits us to go on today's edition of your favorite family program, Family Matters. My name is Uche Onyedi. They say you should not throw away the child with the bath water. Communication, dialogue. There's nothing God cannot do. Come together and talk about it. Look for a solution, look for a way forward, and the sky will be your stepping stone. Until we come your way, same time, same station next week. Keep a date with us. Bye for now.